This is an audiobook created by Subconscious Key Studio. Before we begin, I invite you to simply listen to the sound of your own breath flowing in and out like a gentle tide, to the quiet hum of your own aliveness. Now, imagine that this rhythm you feel, this pulse in your veins, is part of a much grander symphony. It is the same rhythm that turns the earth through its seasons, that pulls the ocean into the moon's embrace, that guides the stars on their ancient pathways. You are not separate from this cosmic dance. You are a vital, breathing note within it. And in this dance, have you ever felt a profound sense of ending? As if a chapter of your life, one you perhaps loved or grew accustomed to, is closing its final page. It might have been a relationship that shaped you, a career that defined you, or an old identity you wore like a familiar coat. You may have felt it slipping away, and in its place, a hollow silence. Or perhaps you find yourself in the unsettling, quiet space after the ending, but before the new beginning has even whispered its name. A crossroads where the old maps have faded and the new paths are yet to be drawn. That ache in your chest, that uncertainty in your stomach, that longing in the quiet hours, listen to it closely. It is not the sound of being broken. It is the sound of being alive. It is the ancient, primal recognition of the most fundamental truth of existence. The myth of the eternal return. This is not a myth about the end of the world, but about the endless, sacred transformation of your world. Tonight, we step out of linear time with its relentless forward march, and we step into the sacred circle, where endings are honored as blessings and beginnings are greeted as beloved strangers. We will walk this spiral path together. For the next hour, we will explore this archetype not as a distant, physical event, but as the intimate, constant alchemy happening within the very core of your being. The small, daily deaths of our pride, our attachments, our outdated stories, and the quiet, miraculous rebirths of our courage, our wisdom, our ever-unfolding spirit. Our journey is divided into 4 sacred acts. First, we will wander through the seasons of the soul, where we will learn to see the profound purpose and beauty in both the barren stillness of our winters and the tender, green hope of our springs. Then we will descend into the realm of the God of the Crossroads, where we will find solace and strength in the archetypal stories of the Phoenix, Inanna, and Osiris. We will learn the difficult art of dwelling in the fertile void, the in-between, where all possibility is born. From that place of potent, pregnant silence, we will practice the sacred art of letting go with grace. We will engage in practical, powerful rituals to release what no longer serves you, cutting the cords that bind you to the past with the sharp, clean blade of forgiveness. And finally, we will step gently, with bare feet and an open heart, into the dawn of birthing the new. We will learn to recognize the first, fragile whispers of a new beginning, and how to tend to this seedling of your future self with the utmost tenderness and protection. So now find a space of sanctuary, a chair, a cushion, a quiet corner. Let your body settle and be held by the earth beneath you. You might place a hand over your heart, a simple, physical anchor to your own courageous presence. As we begin, I invite you to softly bring to mind one cycle in your life, just one, that feels complete, or one that is just beginning to stir in the deep, pre-dawn darkness of your soul. You don't need to force it, you don't need to fix it. Simply offer it a gentle, non-judgmental welcome. Bring it with you as a companion on this journey. And now, let us take our first step into the deep, quiet woods of the soul. Let your imagination now drift fully and completely to a forest in the deep heart of winter. Stand there for a moment. Feel the crisp, cold air filling your lungs. See the world around you, a cathedral of silent, snow-laden trees. The earth is frozen hard, and a profound, holy silence reigns supreme. To the untrained eye, this is a world asleep, a world that has died. But you who are learning the language of cycles, you know a deeper truth. Beneath the blanket of snow, deep in the dark, rich soil, the roots of the ancient trees are dreaming. They are gathering a strength that can only be forged in stillness. They are holding a secret, a promise whispered from the very heart of the earth itself. This is winter, and in the landscape of your life, your winters are not mistakes. They are not failures of will or spirit. They are the essential, sacred times of ending, of introspection, of release. The loss of a job that once gave you purpose. The quiet, hollow ache in a home after a loved one has departed. The burnout that forces you to your knees, stripping away the illusion that you can run forever. The grief that feels like a permanent frost on your heart. Winter is not the death of your journey. It is the deep, necessary composting of your past. It is the universe inviting you, with a fierce and quiet love, to turn away from the bustling external world and to journey inward to the cave of your own heart, to listen to the dreams that are too soft to be heard in the noise of summer, to allow the old you to fall apart so that the nutrients of that experience can feed the soil from which your new self will grow. And then, a shift, so subtle it is felt more than seen. A single silver drip of water from the tip of an icicle, catching the light for a brilliant moment before falling. A single, courageous bird call, piercing the absolute silence like a needle of hope. The angle of the light changes ever so slightly, holding a golden, buttery warmth it didn't possess just days before. This is the first, tentative breath of spring. It is not a loud fanfare, but a whisper from the soul of the world. In your life, this is the flicker of a new idea that arrives unbidden in the shower or while walking. The sudden, unexpected surge of warmth in your chest when you see something beautiful. The courage to say yes to a new path, even with trembling hands and a heart full of doubt. It is the vulnerability of a seedling, so full of latent power, yet so tender, so in need of protection from the last lingering frosts of winter. Honor your springs. They are the brave, green hands of your soul, reaching once more for the light. And now let's complicate this beautiful linear map. Because you, beautiful, multifaceted being, are not one single season. You are an entire, living, breathing ecosystem. A vast and varied landscape all contained within the vessel of your being. Right now, in this very moment, you are a living constellation of different, simultaneous cycles. Perhaps your career is in a vibrant, abundant summer, lush with projects, buzzing with activity, fruiting with accomplishment. The sun is high and your energy is expansive. But your heart might be in a deep, autumnal release. You are watching the leaves of an old attachment fall, one by one, in a beautiful, painful cascade of gold and crimson. Letting go, releasing, surrendering what was, to make space for what will be. Or maybe your creative spirit is in the winter, hibernating, feeling barren and silent, the muse having retreated to her deep cave. And yet, at the very same time, your spiritual life is experiencing a radical spring, a sudden, unexpected flowering of insight, connection, and peace. A new faith, a new practice, a new sense of the sacred is pushing its green head through the frozen ground. I invite you now, in the spaciousness of your own awareness, to take a gentle, compassionate inventory of your inner world. Wander through the different landscapes of your life. In the territory of your work, your vocation, what season resides there? Is it the new beginning of spring, the full bloom of summer, the releasing of autumn, or the deep rest of winter? Just notice. No need to change it. Now, journey to the landscape of your relationships with family, friends, partners. What is the season here? Is it warm and connected? Or is it in a period of falling leaves and quiet goodbyes? Now feel into the territory of your body, your temple of flesh and bone. What season does it speak of? Is it vital and energetic, or is it tired, asking for the deep rest of winter? And finally, travel to the most private, sacred ground of your inner world, your spirit. In this quiet sanctuary, what is the season? Is it dark and introspective? Is it bursting with new light? Don't judge what you find. Don't try to force a spring where there is winter. The profound power is in the witnessing, in the simple, compassionate acknowledgement. Ah, this is the territory I inhabit. This is the weather of my soul. Breathe into that awareness. Let yourself be exactly, perfectly where you are, trusting with every fiber of your being that this, too, is a necessary and sacred part of the great, turning, golden wheel of your life. As we learn to honor our seasons, we must now meet the timeless guides who walk the paths between them. We are entering the realm of myth, not as forgotten fairy tales, but as eternal, living maps of the human soul. These are the beings who have navigated the depths we now face, and they leave us footprints in the dark. First, feel the heat on your skin and see the brilliant flames of the phoenix. Imagine this magnificent, legendary bird, its feathers gleaming with the accumulated wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. It does not wait for a catastrophe from the outside. It feels the call for transformation from within. With conscious, breathtaking courage, it builds its own pyre. It sings a final, glorious song, a hymn of gratitude for the life it has lived. And then it surrenders itself completely to the sacred flames. It is utterly consumed, and from the warm, gray ashes, something new stirs. A new being born from the very essence of the old, yet completely new, radiant, and transformed. The phoenix is the part of you that knows, in your deepest bones, when a total, voluntary death of the ego is required. When you must let the old you, the stories, the identities, the limitations, burn away to make space for a truth you cannot yet even imagine. Now prepare to descend. Follow Queen Inanna, the Sumerian queen of heaven and earth. She is radiant, powerful, adorned in her crown, her jewels, the robes of her station. But to gain the wisdom of the depths, she must leave her throne and descend into the underworld. At each of the 7 gates, she is met by a guardian who strips her. First, her crown, her status. Then her scepter, her power. Her jewels, her robes, until she stands naked, bowed, and lifeless before the queen of the underworld. Her story is the archetype of the necessary descent. It is the humiliation, the failure, the stripping away of all that you thought defined you, your job title, your social standing, your pride, your accomplishments. It is the dark night of the soul, where you are forced to confront the raw, naked essence of who you are when everything you leaned on is taken away. If you have ever been brought to your knees, if you have ever felt the sheer, terrifying vulnerability of being seen without your mask, you have walked Inanna's path. And finally, witness the story of Osiris, the benevolent green god king of Egypt, murdered by his own brother, his body torn apart and scattered across the land. He is the symbol of fragmentation, of feeling utterly broken, piece by piece, by grief, by betrayal, by trauma, by the sheer brutality of life itself. His rebirth does not come from avoiding the pain, but from the devoted, patient love of Isis, who travels the length of the world to gather every single scattered piece of him. This is the archetype of reintegration. It is the patient, painstaking work of gathering the lost, wounded, shamed, and forgotten parts of yourself, and weaving them back into a new, more whole, and profoundly compassionate being. You are not just the one who was broken. You are also the loving, divine presence that seeks, gathers, and lovingly reassembles the pieces, making yourself whole again, with scars that tell a story of survival and grace. These ancient myths all share a secret, a mysterious and potent place that is the true crucible of transformation. It is not the death itself, and it is not the glorious rebirth. It is the space in between, the liminal space, the crossroads. The old map has been burned, the old identity has dissolved like salt in water, but the new path has not yet appeared. The familiar landmarks are gone. This is the realm of the god of the crossroads, a deity who presides over thresholds, over beginnings and endings, over the space where magic is born. We, in our modern world, are taught to fear this space. We experience it as anxiety, as a terrifying free fall, as a void that must be filled immediately. We scramble for a new relationship, a new job, a new obsession, a new label, anything to silence the screaming uncertainty. We try to rebuild the old house on the new, unstable ground. But I invite you, with all the warmth and conviction I can muster, to see this void with new eyes. What if this emptiness is not a vacuum, but a sanctuary? What if this silence is not an absence, but a presence? This is the sacred womb of all creation. In this space, you are no longer who you were, and not yet who you will be. You are pure potential. You are a question without an answer. You are a seed in the dark, holy earth, and the seed does not know the shape of the tree. It only knows the urge to grow. The task here is not to do, but to be. To practice a radical, breath-by-breath form of trust. To simply breathe in the not knowing. To listen to the quiet whispers of your soul that were always drowned out by the noise and ambition of your old life. This is a time for wandering without a destination, for sitting with a journal and writing without purpose, for walking in nature and simply noticing without needing to achieve a number of steps, for allowing the new dream of your life to be dreamed through you, rather than being forced into being by your will alone. The direction, when it comes, will not arrive as a shout. It will come as a scent on the wind that makes your heart leap for a reason you cannot name. It will be a tug on your soul, a fragment of a forgotten melody that returns to you. It will be a book that seems to glow on the shelf. It will be a conversation that leaves you feeling more alive. Be still, be patient, be as the fertile, dark soil. The God of the Crossroads guards the greatest treasure you will ever find, your own unfiltered and utterly unique possibility. From the wisdom of the void, we now turn to the active, sacred art of release. Our souls, our dreaming, poetic cores, understand the language of symbolism far more deeply than our logical minds understand spreadsheets and 5-year plans. To truly, deeply let go, we must sometimes perform the letting go in the physical world. We must make the internal external. Imagine this ritual of fire and ink. You take a piece of paper, it can be pristine and new, or it can be a scrap, it matters not. You take a pen, and you give voice to what you are ready to release. You write it down, not with judgment, but with witness. I release the story that I am not good enough. I let go of the resentment I have carried towards a name. I surrender the identity of the perpetual victim. I am ready to be free from the need to control everything. You speak your truth onto the page. You give it form, you look it in the eye. And then you take it to a fireplace, a fire pit, a simple candle flame held in a bowl. You hold the paper over the flame and watch as the words curl, blacken, and are transformed into smoke and light ash. You are not destroying it, you are alchemizing it. You are returning its energy to the universe, freed from the form that bound you. Watch the smoke rise and dissipate. Feel the weight leaving with it. Or perhaps you feel called to a ritual of water and stone. Go outside. Find a stone, a twig, a leaf, an object from the natural world. Hold it in your hand. Feel its weight, its texture, its coolness, or its warmth. Now close your eyes and breathe into it all the energy of what you wish to let go. The regret, the shame, the old attachment, the fear. Imagine all of that energy flowing from your heart down your arm and into this simple, humble object. It is now a physical talisman of your release. Then walk to a flowing body of water, a river, a stream, the vast, accepting ocean. Stand at the edge, feel the breeze on your face. Offer a prayer of thanks. Thank this burden for its lessons, for the protection it once offered you. And then, with a final, decisive motion, toss the object into the water. Watch it sink or be carried away. This is a surrender to the great, flowing, cleansing current of life itself, trusting it to carry your burden away, to smooth its sharp edges in the tumbling waves. And intertwined with all of this, the most potent and challenging ritual of all, the ritual of forgiveness. Let us be clear. Forgiveness is not saying that what happened was okay. It is not condoning cruelty or injustice. It is not necessarily reconciliation. Forgiveness is the profound and, in truth, a deeply selfish and beautiful act of cutting the invisible cord that binds you soul to soul to a person, a memory, a pain. Picture this resentment, this grudge, as a thick, heavy rope tied around your ankle. The other end is tied to that person, that event, that past version of you. You are not free to move toward your new beginning because you are still tethered to that old, rotting anchor. Forgiveness is the sharp, clean blade that severs that rope. It is for you. It is your declaration of freedom, and this ritual must include yourself. Forgive yourself for the paths you took when you were lost, for the mistakes you made when you didn't know better, for the ways you harmed yourself or others in your own confusion and pain. Whisper it now, in the sacred silence of your own heart. For the ways I have hurt myself, knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive you. For the ways I have been hurt, I release the burden of carrying it. I set us both free. All of this, the rituals, the forgiveness, culminates in one single powerful word: surrender. This is perhaps the most misunderstood word in the human language. Surrender is not waving a white flag in defeat. It is not giving up. It is not passive resignation. Surrender is the ultimate, most profound act of courage and faith a human being can perform. It is the conscious, powerful choice to release your white-knuckled grip on the steering wheel of life. It is admitting with humility and immense strength, I have fought, I have planned, I have tried to control the river, and now I see that a greater, wiser intelligence is at work. I trust the river itself. I will let go of the bank, I will lean back, and I will allow its current to carry me. Surrender is leaning back into the arms of the universe, into the rhythm of the great cycle itself, and whispering, I am ready. Not my will, but thine. I am yours. And in that release, in that ultimate letting go, you will find a strength, a peace, and a support you never knew existed. After the release, after the surrender, there is a new quality of silence that descends. It is a different kind of quiet altogether. It is not the void of emptiness, but the deep, fertile hush of a beginning. The air itself seems to crackle with potential. And in this space, you must become a tender, vigilant gardener of your own soul. The new beginning is not a fully formed oak tree, mighty and unshakable. It is an acorn, a single, fragile seedling. It contains the blueprint of the mighty oak, but in this moment it is delicate. It needs protection, patience, and the most gentle, consistent attention. How will you recognize its first stirrings? It will not arrive with a detailed business plan or a signed contract. It will come as a whisper from the edge of your awareness, a sudden, unbidden curiosity about a language you've never studied, a book that seems to glow on the shelf, calling to you, a conversation with a stranger that leaves you feeling energized, as if you've drunk from a secret spring, a dream that lingers upon waking, filled with potent, mysterious imagery, a feeling in your body, a deep, resonant yes, a lightness in your chest, a sense of alignment and rightness that feels like coming home. Pay exquisite, reverent attention to these whispers. They are not coincidences. They are the first green shoots of your new self, breaking through the soil of your old life. And your job is to nurture them. Give this new energy just 5 minutes of your day. Read one page about that language. Doodle the images from your dream. Protect this seedling from the harsh, killing frost of your inner critic, who will immediately say it's silly, impractical, a waste of time. That critic is the ghost of your past, terrified of the new. Water this new life with your attention. Shield it with your hope. Speak to it with encouraging words. This is not the time for force. It is the time for fosterance, for creating a safe, warm, and loving space for this new version of you to take root. And now let us weave everything we have learned, felt, and released into a single, guided meditation. A conscious ritual to seal this journey. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. Let your hands rest open on your lap, palms facing up, in a universal gesture of receptivity and surrender. Gently, gently close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the river of your breath, flowing in and flowing out, without any effort at all. Now imagine roots beginning to grow from the soles of your feet or from the base of your spine. These are not weak, small roots. They are strong, deep, seeking tendrils of light and energy, reaching down, down, down through the layers of the floor, through the soil and stone, deep into the nourishing, stable, magnetic heart of the earth itself. Feel yourself anchoring into this planetary body. You are grounded, you are held, you are utterly supported by the Great Mother. In your mind's eye, see the cycle you are now ready to release. Don't see the whole, complicated story. Just let it form as a simple, symbolic object. It might be a heavy, locked iron chest, a withered, gray leaf, a dark, heavy stone, a key you no longer need. Just see it there, hovering in the space before you. Acknowledge its presence. Thank it. Thank it for its lessons, for the protection it offered, for the role it played in bringing you to this very moment of awakening. It was a necessary part of your journey. Now see yourself releasing it. Perhaps you place it on a large autumnal leaf and set it gently on a flowing, crystal-clear stream, watching it drift peacefully around a bend and out of sight, carrying your past with it. Or perhaps you simply open your hands and let it dissolve into a million particles of golden light. However it happens, watch it go. Feel the space that its leaving creates within you, a sense of lightness, of room to breathe, of new, clean, empty space waiting to be filled with new life. Now bring your attention to your heart center, the seat of your soul. In that new, open, clean space, a small, gentle, luminous light begins to glow. It is warm like a miniature sun. It is peaceful. It is full of a quiet, potent joy. This is the seed of your new beginning, the first ember of your future self. As you breathe in, feel this light grow a little brighter, a little warmer. As you breathe out, let it radiate through your entire body, filling your fingers, your toes, the top of your head with this gentle, loving energy. What quality lives within this light? Don't force a name. Feel its essence. Is it courage? Is it deep peace? Is it unbridled creativity? Is it unconditional love? Just feel it. Now, from that feeling, let a simple intention form. Let the words be born from the essence, not from your thinking mind. They can be as simple as a single word. Silently, or in a soft, breathy whisper, set your intention into the universe. I am open to joy. I welcome peace. I invite creativity. I am ready to love and be loved. I allow myself to prosper. Repeat this intention to yourself 3 times, feeling the vibration of the words sink into every cell of your being, imprinting itself on your soul. Gently, gently, like a feather landing on the surface of a still lake, begin to bring your awareness back to the feeling of your breath, back to the weight of your body in your chair, back to the sounds in the room around you, the distant traffic, the hum of appliances. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep, revitalizing breath in. And as you exhale, you may open your eyes, returning to this room, to this moment, bringing your new intention with you. As you return to full awareness, carry this feeling with you, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a knowing in your bones. The journey we have shared does not end here. It simply transitions from this sacred container into the sacred container of your daily life. You are now the guardian, the wise steward of your own eternal cycle. You are the witness to the seasons of your soul. You are the traveler at the crossroads, brave enough to dwell in the mystery. You are the one who lets go with grace, and the one who births the new with the tender, strong hands of a loving parent. Remember this: when the world feels linear and demanding, You are not a fixed, static thing. You are a process. You are a story that is always, forever being rewritten. You are the winter's stillness, the crossroads' infinite possibility, the release of the past, and the new dawn of the future. The myth of the eternal return is not just a story you listen to. It is the rhythm of your breath. It is the truth of your being. You are always, in every moment, dying to what you were and being reborn into what you are becoming. Walk gently, walk courageously. Carry this knowing in your heart like a secret, sacred flame, and step forward into your beautiful, ever-unfolding becoming.